if this video gets 500,000 views, I will use that little tractor to attempt to bale a 5x5 round bale. So share it with your friends if you want to see it. Because we like to fix things twice, we decided that we should do something that'll pop the tire again. But we have no idea what actually caused it to pop this time either. Last time it was a thorn that was already in the tire, it looked like, and just pushed through finally. And so yesterday, when I was cutting hay, tire went flat on the tractor. It was after 5 o'clock, so Weber's, the local place, was closed. I couldn't get the tire to come off the bead. Or sorry, I got the tire off the bead, but I couldn't get it out of the bead, if that makes sense. And Kevin's son, Jeremy, is a very big, very strong fella. If you haven't seen, well, you've seen him on the channel already. He was on the skid steer rescue videos. Anyways, he came over there and helped me, and that took him away from mowing for his dad. So I told Keven I'd come over there and mow a little bit for him to help them out since they helped me out, because I was able to get my mowing done yesterday. The other thing I wanted to do is I want to test the UV joint, or the CV joint, UV, and make sure, or see rather, if it fixes my issue. Pretty sure it will, but I just want to test it. Oops. Figured this would be a good time to show you all the difference. So you can see that hay over there, how flat it is. So that's just with a disc mower. So it doesn't have any flails, it doesn't have any rollers, it doesn't have anything behind the disc. It literally just cuts it and lays it flat down. It works well still. The disc mowers are still great mowers, and that'll still dry out just fine, especially because it lays it flat and doesn't bunch it together. That is one of the things I don't like so much about the mower conditioner. It bunches it together because it's the way that it's designed. After it hits the flails, it pushes it into a windrow. It's nice because if you didn't, let's say that you cut it, you were able to let it dry down, and you didn't have to rake it, you could come straight through with a baler and pick it right up. That part's great. But that's not how, I mean, there's still moisture under there, so I want to rake it and flip it to get that moisture underneath. With the disc mower by itself, with no conditioning apparatus on there at all, it still cuts great. It still does a phenomenal job. It's just a difference in how quick it's going to dry the hay. That's the biggest difference in them. So here's the this is our big, beautiful old baler. It works pretty good. Obviously, as you can see, belts are a little rough, but they do hold and they usually work. I actually went over this machine last fall, well, late summer, early fall, when I got done with it. All I'm doing right now is coming in here and just knocking out these mud dauber nests because I don't want them in my chain. But chains and everything were all greased then and all that good stuff. So I'm actually just looking at everything, making sure nothing seems out of whack or out of place. And I think we will, it's kind of a, not loose, but I don't like it. I guess it's just the way it is. Anyways, just checking over everything. I mean, you can still see all the grease that I put on there, so that's good. That makes me feel good. Make sure I didn't miss nothing. And then what we'll end up doing is just simply throwing a little more WD-40 on these chains just to make sure they're good and lubed. And after that, she'll pretty well be ready to rock. There's so these chains are actually part of the tensioning system. This baler's old enough, it doesn't have any sort of hydraulic pressure. So whenever it's making a bale, it's all solely off of these springs. And as you can see, it's not the tightest, but as these bales grow in here, it puts more and more tension on it, and it makes the bale become a little tighter. This chain's very loose. Oh my. We'd probably take a link out of that thing. My goodness. Actually, we can't take a link out of it, because if we do, it might be too short. We'll ride it out for now. We'll see what happens, I guess. We just may get surprised. Anyhow, baler is actually all good to go. I need to put the pressure gauge back in here. I took it off and I was using it for something else, but that's as simple as using tools, taking this off and putting it right back in that hole. I had plastic in there while this was off, so nothing could get in there. I actually just took the plastic off because I couldn't remember if this bigger piece right here went in or if it was a smaller piece, and it turns out it is the smaller piece. World, prepare to be amazed with my WD-40 blaster. Are you gonna be amazed too? So, as you can see, it doesn't take hardly any PTO horsepower to move or to rotate the baler, but it takes a lot once you start getting all the hay in there because it starts to weigh a lot. Alright, only thing left to do, we'll cut these strings off and we're good to go. Like I said, everything got greased. It still has grease on it from last year, as a matter of fact. Did it right after I got done using it. I generally try to do everything like that. But the mower, last year, I got done with it, got it all cleaned up, and then Kevin ended up needing it because that bearing had failed on his last year. Same bearing that failed this year, it just failed again last, same one that failed this year, failed on him last year too. And anyways, he used it, and whenever he got done with it, I just blew it off and, you know, kind of cleaned it up lightly, but I didn't do anything else. So that's why I had to go through the mower this year. But I usually try to do all that stuff the year before, because like we talked about, parts and everything else, it's easier to get them and then have time and, you know, make time to put them on, rather than, hey, I have to bale tomorrow, I need these parts and I need to put them on like now. So, but other than that, I'll cut those strings off real quick and that should be it. All right, all of it is serviced. I already know I'm gonna get a bunch of comments about these chains, but there's nothing I can do about it now.
I definitely should have checked it harder. I don't know how I overlooked that last year, because I know it didn't loosen just sitting there over the winter. But we're committed now. So, yeah, I'll have to get a new chain. Anyway, very important to keep all that nylon, that bale string. You want to keep that off of there, because it wraps around here and it gets in them bearings. It'll kill them bearings real quick. So, other than that, baler's ready to rock. So we'll be baling in no time. And no, we're not using this tractor to bale. I'm gonna use this one to rake, but not bale. So that'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. Have a blessed week, and of course, we'll see you next time. Yes, this tractor will run a round baler, but no, it is not gonna run it nearly as easily if there was actually a hay being kicked up. Right now, it's very minimal rotational effort because there's no weight in there. Once you get a 1,000-pound bale in there, it starts to add a lot of stress to the tractor that's pulling it.